Good morning, stackers. When will silver hit $100? We'll talk about $100 in USD and $100 in Australian dollars as well. Use the time codes below if you are watching this on replay to go straight to that part if you want to skip all the stuff in between. But if you're watching this live, suck it up, people. But you get the best bit because we are going to do the synchronized slurp. You are watching Good Morning Stackers live, your weekdaily morning live show about gold, silver, bullion, all that sort of stuff. So grab your tasty beverage. It doesn't matter what it is. We do this synchronized slurp coming up in 20 seconds, roughly within the first minute of the show. Then we're going to do a little bit of shout outs. People jump on right now. What's up from New Zealand? Says Strange as. Strange is, bro. Strange is. All right, we'll get back to you in just a second. We are going to do the synchronized slurp. So grab your tasty beverage. The rule is you must slurp it at the same time and you have to slurp so it isn't on a system. I can't tell whether you're doing it, but I know in your heart and probably in reality you are actually. Here we go. Here we go. In 3, 2. I'm still a little bit croaky. We'll get through the quick morning stuff that we do, and then we're going to go straight to the silver analysis. When will silver hit $100? Whoa, in both stuff. So quick few shout outs again. Use the time codes below if you're watching the replay. Otherwise, you go through this awesome stuff in the morning because we have to say hello to everybody. This is the Good Morning Stackers live show. And this is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Right over here, you find lovely people. And I didn't put my little thing in the bottom there, but Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Head over to their YouTube channel at Perth Bullion Exchange. They are the first company in Australia, the first bullion dealer to offer free shipping on quantities over certain quantities. Don't just buy one silver coin and get free shipping. Go to buy a certain, but buy a tube, as little as a tube of anything, as long as you meet the quantity discount. So buy a tube of maples, a tube of whatever, 20, you get free shipping. And there's a whole bunch of other ways you can get free shipping as well, mix and match and stuff. So proudly brand partnering with Perth Bullion Exchange. Now let's do some quick good mornings. Hello, Ozguy, GMS. That is the thing you do here at GMS. Geez, just very quickly, how high is my hair today? Oh my God, it's really high. This is the signal that I need this is the thumbnail, everyone. Thumbnail. No, it's not the thumbnail. This is the signal that I need a haircut. I'm getting one. I'm getting one today. Stat. Now I'm going to get one very, very quickly. Strange as says, strange as brew. Strange as says coffee. Oh, he's drinking coffee today. So what are you drinking? Post a comment below. We will be talking about when silver will hit Aussie dollars, Australian, US dollars, 100 US dollars as well. This lighting is interesting. I'm going to put that one back on. No, that's on. I'm going to do this. Give me 1 second, guys. It's all so professional here at Good Morning Stackers. Let's put that on, and then we'll do that. I know how pro is this? There we go. We'll do that. That looks a little bit better. Okay, get yourselves ready. We are going to be talking about when is silver going to hit $100. We're going to talk about 100 Australian dollars and 100 US dollars. We'll start with US dollars because that is the spot price, the world spot price, of course. And look, the short answer, of course, let me start by saying the obvious thing. No one bloody knows, okay? Of course, you don't know what a black swan event could take it right down. A black swan event could take it right up very, very quickly, or back down very, very quickly. Manipulators, the whole deal. So we don't know, but what I'm going to do is make a case. Let's just see where it could go if nothing crazy happens. If it just sort of does its usual thing based on previous price action. Does that make sense? Okay, so no one knows. I'm not a financial advisor and all that stuff. So anyone jumping on the comments later and going, you don't know when silver's going to hit $100? Yeah, right, I don't. Correct. But anyway, we're going to take a look. So post your comments below. I'm going to show the screen right now. And here it is, my wonderful people. You are looking at silver in American dollars, in US dollars. Now, what we just, very quickly, out of interest, I just posted on the Gold Silver Stackers Australia forum a little thing about silver, and I'll just find that right here. No, that's Perth Bullion Exchange's thing. I was just on their Facebook page checking their deals out for today. But I posted the thing saying that silver was finding support here at $26.30, this base right here. I was talking about this base, $26.30, and wanted to hold above it. On the daily time frame, you can see right here, we're using the tradingview.com website. It maintained it on the daily time frame, so it had a couple of spikes below, but it closed all days around that 26.30. So that was good support. So a great little base to see. Obviously, it was the support level right here. So it's basically matching it. And then we've seen this beautiful move back above this key area here of $27. That's really good to see. And we're at this little level here of $27.40. You can see it's been a rough area of resistance. Some daily closes around that 24 downward. Oh, I just got a downward. Do you see that? I just got a downwards thumbnail, a downwards thumb. Who was that person? Why are you putting a downwards thumb? How dare you, sir? Tell me why. Post a comment below. If you're watching live, why did you just put a downwards thumb? Is that because, is my hair too high, or am I not getting to it quick enough? If you want to, just don't watch this now and watch the replay and go to the time code. Maybe you're already watching it, what I'm saying. So show yourself, you downward thumb person, right here. So we broke up to this area of $27.40 US cents, and we've got this next level here of $28 resistance, and that's the next one we need to break through and then come back and test as support in order for me to be confident that we're on our way upwards to the final hurdle. Final hurdle for me is at $31.20 US cents, roughly that kind of 31, 32 area. Once it breaks that, holds as support and continues on the way up, that's for me the 100% sign. I'm 99% there that we're in a silver bull market, but I just need that extra final hurdle. So that's the silver, what's been happening in the last, overnight. Take a look at the relative strength index though, down here on the daily time frame. Interestingly, we have just broken above the average of the relative strength index right there. So we've broken out, and maybe a potential retest of this area here, and then potentially continue to break out. That's possible. If you do see a red day today, don't be stressed, because we've had this beautiful move. It was around about, in silver, it was around about nearly a 4% move, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for silver and gold, that's a decent move. So let's talk about 100 American dollars, Yankee dollars, right here. So this is silver on the monthly time frame. I have a couple of other lots of lines drawn in here. This is going to get a little bit concentrated around this area, but what we're focusing on really is this little baby right up the top here. That is, I've marked it in at 100 US dollars. You have this area here of between 37 to 40 US dollars, which I think will be a possible area of resistance. But let's talk about 100. I'm going to pop it onto the yearly time frame, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of I'm going to hide all that. There we go. So that 100, actually no, I need that because, there we go. No, I'm going to get rid of it. This is the worst silver to $100 thing ever. But what I need to do, no. So you've got that $100 mark right here. Geez, I love live. Don't you love live stuff? I tell you what I'm going to do right here. Screw it. I'm going to go there and there and there. Close enough for jazz. All right, that's what we're going to do. Here's your $100 mug. I told you this is just absolute riveting stuff. So let's take a look on the yearly time frame. So every single candle right here is worth 1 year's of time right here. I think that downward thumbnail threw me, you son of a bitch, right here. So you can see very clearly that there are times where silver can have very large moves in a single year. So what I'm going to do is give the sort of the bare minimum case of what's the earliest that I think, barring some kind of black swan event, that we could hit 100 US dollars, and then we'll do 100 Australian dollars as well. So you can see here that we've had moves. I mean, take a look at this. This is in 1979, of course, the Hunt brothers, all that sort of stuff. Hunt brothers, 1979, 1980. But in 1 year, it is not unreasonable to say that you can have huge moves. Oh, look at that. That's 365%. Over a couple of years, That's 750%. Now, am I saying that's going to happen again? No, they're definitely the outliers, but there are other levels here. And let's look at the ones in the more recent bull market from the early 2000s until 2011. And there's a couple of years here where you've had big spikes. So we're talking 100 and 110%. So we're talking, a doubling of the price within a year. So there's nothing to suggest that that can't happen again. So, but if I were a betting man, and let's just say silver goes through, its incredible run and it breaks through and holds above this 26 area. It's broken through, but let's say it holds that 26, maybe comes back to test support, and it breaks through that. There, thumbs up, thank you. And it breaks through this crucial area right here for me of that 31, there you go, right there, that Fibonacci level, 31, 20, $32 level. Then this is a yearly time frame. I was suggesting that next year, in 2025, we would probably come up to maybe around about this area here of 37 to 40, maybe testing $50 sometime in 2025. So next year, we might test the all-time high. So I think there's a good likelihood of a test of the previous all-time high of 50 USD in 2025. Do I think it's happening this year? Not necessarily. I think 37 to 40 is probably this year, round about the maximum. $50 next year. So I don't think $100 silver is coming in 2025, barring a black swan event, anything that pushes it, really, really high. So for me, so that's 2024 where we are right now. We've got 2025 right here. And that's 2025, that's 2026. So I could easily see a move to right here. And see, that's matching with this previous area of resistance at around about $37. So I could see a move up this year to 37. I can definitely see a move to 50 in 2025. I'm going to say for me, and this is the short way of doing it, for me, I'm saying roundabout earliest, I'm going to say, and I'm very, very happy to be wrong. This is 2025, this is 2026. I'm going to say 2026 for me is when we would potentially hit 100 US dollars. Now again, this is just bearing in mind normal fluctuations in the price, a normal price action based on history, and it's not saying, it's not basing it on a black swan event or anything, an economic crash that pushes precious metals up, for example. So I'm going to stick with 2026 at the earliest, and that's giving it a big wide berth there. It could be the start of 2026 or the end of 2026. I don't see it in 2025 hitting 100 US dollars. That's me personally. Correct me if, not correct me, but post a comment below if you think I'm wrong and tell me why you're wrong and give me your reasons why. But 2026 at the earliest for me is when I think silver would hit 100 US dollars right there based on previous action. That might be quite conservative, but that's what I'm going to stick to. So I could definitely see, as I said, that 37 to 40 this year could be happening. 50 to making new all-time highs, 50 to 75 roughly in 2025, but 2026 is for me. So that's my call. That's the short answer, is when do I think silver will hit 100 US dollars? Sometime within 2026. I'm very, very happy to be wrong, because we're all in these precious metals to maintain our worth and to increase our wealth over time, potentially, but that's my opinion. Post a comment below. Let me know what you think about the 100 USD in 2026 mark. Do you agree? Do you think I'm actually way too soon? Do you think that to be the case? That's my opinion. I'll grab your comments right now, and then we'll talk about 100 Australian dollars. So here we go. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Alan. So post your comments below. My call is 2026 for hitting 100 US dollar per ounce silver. Post a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I don't think that's unreasonable. I really don't. Because, so to give you an example, I mean, that's a, what move here? Let's see, that's a, from here, let's see, 2026, so that's January, that's there. That's a 265% move roughly from here, sometime within there. That's what the candle would look like. And we've seen candles like that before. So I honestly think that is a potential in 2026. Do you think I'm way off here? I mean, post your comment below. That's just my thoughts. But we've certainly seen moves like this before. And this is not, and I'm not saying this would be the candle. I'm not saying that it's going to range here and then all of a sudden go from $27 to $100 in that period of time. What I'm saying is you have a very good potential to continue to move. So for example, let me just post here. Let's do, what color is it? I don't know. But for example, let's just say we go here, for example, and then let's just say we go, that's in 2024, and let's say in 2025 we go here, for example, a very steady continuation up, and then, for example, now that's just really spitballing it right there, or it could, you don't know, the length of the candles in these next few years could be very, very different. But there's no reason to suggest that it couldn't go 265% from here, from this date, to sometime in 2026. I don't think before then, barring some kind of crazy event. That's just my opinion. So that is, again, silver 2026 for $100. And Alan is going to say, I'm a bit, interesting. All right, well, let's go back. Let's go back to here. I'll do that, and I'll pop you on here, and then we'll talk about Australian dollars. Alan says, I'm a bit skeptical about silver hitting 100 USD anytime soon. Yeah, I would be thrilled if it did. What would be the catalyst for such a significant move? Well, price action. I mean, people chasing price. I think within, so we're in 2024 now. That's so, let's give it 2 years. It might be, was it a year and a half? No, it's a little bit over a year and a half until 2026. But sometime in 2026, and again, I'm giving myself a wide berth here. It's, from January to December of 2026. But, give it, let's say 2 years. 265% in 2 years, that's certainly not out of the realm of possibility, and that could just be simple market forces of people seeing the price go higher, and those people who are seeing it go higher, it's like, oh, I better jump in now, and it's just FOMO, and that's pretty much it. Nothing needs to happen massively, I think, economically within a 2-year period in order for silver to go to that level. In my opinion, just could be simple market forces, as you saw in, I'll get to that, as you saw, and I'll go back here, as you saw in, the run-up to 2011. So for example, we're talking in the last 2 years, oops, I'll get rid of that, go away, undo, nope, not you, I want that one. So in the last 2 years, let's do a quick bit of, so here is the peak in 2011, and then we'll take the bottoming here, right here. This was a 230% move. Okay, so from the start of 2010 to the point of, it was roughly, it was in 2011, and let's go to the monthly. And when was that peak again in 2011? That was in April of 2011. So from approximately, so the start of 2010 to April of 2011, so a year and 3 months, roughly a year and 3 months, a little bit over a year, it jumped 230%. So there is nothing to say within a 2-year period we can't have a similar move all the way up to just an extra 30-something%. So 265% from here till sometime in 2026. Definitely not out of the realm of possibility. And what was driving the narrative back in 2010? What was driving the narrative here? just simple price action. Price going up. No one was saying, the economy wasn't tanking. We already had, we had the 2008 GFC. So that was past us, a couple of years past, and it was just simple price action, really. There was nothing major happening in the economy where, economy didn't crash again, and it was just simple market forces. People buying, people seeing, oh, it broke over this certain level here, $16, that was a key level, and there's people chasing price. So it was very, very normal to see that price move. There was nothing that created that crazy move. It wasn't an economic collapse or anything like that. 230% in just over a year and 3 months. Yeah, okay. I think that's very easily doable again. If we have this similar kind of, we've broken above this final hurdle of that $32 level. That's a very key one in my humble opinion. This Fibonacci level right here of that $31.20, $32 area. I think once it breaks there, people will go, oh, we're in, this is real time now. Now here we go. And that's a very easy move, I think, to 100 USD. And it could happen sooner, but I'm going to be conservative and say 2026. So your short answer there, Alan, is what would be the catalyst? No catalyst at all, just simple price action. We'll get some more comments and then we'll go to 100 Australian dollars, which would take quicker actually. But right here, Black Coal says, hello GMS, early start today, caught me out. Yeah, sorry, early start. I started at 9:30 instead of 10 o'clock. I'm still figuring out the times. It's not going to be exact. I'm still working out I might go back to earlier in the morning. I'm not quite sure. But Alan says, you could be right, Joe, and I hope you are. I guess I just try to manage my expectations. Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to be the silver's going to the moon in 6 months' time. It's going to be 1,000 USD. No, I just think regular market forces based on a 2010, 2011 style run is very easy to do. At that $31, $32 level, if we hold that as support on a monthly time frame, if we break above that and then hold that as support, that's looking really good for a great setup for the next couple of years from there. So that's my opinion. And you can take it or you can leave it. And let's go to, now because we're in Australia here, excuse me, we're going to go to Australian dollars for $100 Australian dollar silver. So as you know, of course, the Australian dollar floats against the US dollar. This is the 12-month Australian dollar to US dollar thing. We are right at the apex here. This thing, I'm telling you now, is going to make its decision by the end of the year, no doubt. It is going to break out of here, and then the Australian dollar will weaken against the USD. That's not as good for us, for our precious metals or anything denominated, your assets denominated in US dollars. So if you hold US dollar cash, for example, you would want to see this to go down. You want to see the Australian dollar weakening, so the US dollar strengthening against the Australian dollar. But it's going to make its decision really, really soon. I'm talking about this because we need to, because the US dollar exchange rate affects the Australian dollar price of silver and gold, etc. So we have seen this move here. We're right down at the bottom here. We have seen support so far. It has been tracking up in the last month, but I don't think we're anywhere out of the woods to say that the Australian dollar is going to weaken against the USD. Right here. So I think my bias is to the downside, but I could be, completely wrong. So we just got to have to watch this. That's the reason I'm mentioning this, is you have to watch what the Aussie dollar is doing against the US dollar to see when the silver price in Australian dollars could hit 100. But let's go back to the Aussie dollar price of silver, and here is the AUD price right there. Okay, so we'll go back to the yearly. Okay, and we'll take a look right here. I think obviously it could happen quicker, obviously quicker, I think, but this is the yearly. It just depends again on what the Aussie dollar is doing against the US dollar. But say, for example, thank you for the thumbs up, whoever that was. Say, for example, we'll do, and I'll just go over here for a second. I'll open this up. I'll go USD to AUD. like there. And let's just say next year, silver goes to 30, let's say this year silver goes to 37 US dollars. Okay, that's kind of rough 37 to 40 US dollars. That's a $55 mark this year. Well, I'll tell you what, we've almost hit that. Let's have a look. So we had that move, we actually had that move to $45. So if we get to 37, that's going to be that $55 move. That would potentially be this year. So we'll do it based on what the US dollar price, I think it could do, the potential moves. And we'll also do this right here. So here we go. So potentially you could see a move up to 55. This is matching, if we match the rough sort of estimates of, $100 USD by 2026. So that would be 55 US dollars. Potentially you could see 55, Australian dollars this year in silver per ounce. And then, for example, if we get to around about 75, let's call it 75 US dollars in 2025, that's already over at 100. That's at $113. So we'd actually only need to hit, let's do it this way, we would only need to hit 66 US dollars to get to 100 Australian dollars. Okay, so I'm going to say the potential is in, and it is definite potential for it to hit, that's 2025. I'm going to say that's a potential in 2025 to hit 100 Australian dollars per silver ounce. So that's going to be my call, potentially, if I think it's right there. There's your Australian dollar amount. So let's pop that in. Let's do that. And let's just go there. Draw it, Joe. There we go. Something like that. Now, do I think the price action is going to do that? No, not necessarily. I'm just really spitballing right here. But if silver in the US dollar goes any kind of way that we think it possibly could, breaks that $31 to $32 mark, comes up to that $37 to $34 mark in 2024, comes up to around about that $60 to $70 mark in 2025, that's when you could see silver in Australian dollars hit that 100 Australian dollar per silver spot mark right there. But again, we are spitballing because that all depends on what the Australian dollar is doing against the US dollar as well. But that's going to be my call. I would say the minimum time frame is going to be sometime in, I'm going to say late 2025 for 100 Australian dollars. So that's my non-financial advice, just spitballing a call, late 2025, in the second half, let's say, second half of 2025 to 100 Australian dollars per ounce. Right there, probably overshooting it a bit. Post a comment below and let me know what you think. So that is my thoughts on that, and I didn't get rid of that one right there, and I'll get rid of that one right there. So that is my call right there. So silver in USD, probably no earlier than 2026, sometime in 2026. I don't see it before then. And $100 Australian silver per ounce, bare minimum, no earlier than second half of next year, 2025. Very much spitballing it. So let's, got any more comments below? Paul, g'day Paul. G'day Paul. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Paul says, thank you for this informative show you have started. Wishing you every success. I see great things ahead for you and your program. Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. Love your work, mate. Thank you, Paul. And I think that's, well, no, we'll do some quick gold and some quick platinum as well. I did say that I would do that as well. So here is gold on, I don't want that. Here is gold in USD. We just saw a beautiful move. Let me share the screen right there. Share the screen, people. Here we go. And here we are on the daily time frame. We saw a beautiful move. This is gold in US dollars. We're not doing Australian dollars. We've seen a beautiful move back above the 2,305 US dollar mark. So that's excellent to see. This is very positive. We're also opened the day so far in green so far, but do be aware of fake outs. You can get them. We have a little spike. Once the new day opens, you can have a spike above or a spike below or a spike in the opposite direction, and then it's a fake out, and then it fakes you out. So it could go in the opposite direction. We would need to see it break, in my humble opinion, 2,300 and call it $2,330 even. In order for me to say that this is going to be a green day today. So we're not out of the woods just yet. You can see this spike and then back down to here. I would say a support level right here. If you can see it, that was a daily close for a couple of days. I'm going to say 2,315 is going to be my support level for today. So if we break 2,315, then we're going to head back down to 2,305. Holding above here as support, then you can see a bounce off and then a move back up to the next resistance level of 2,350 US dollars, which needs to break and then hold a support, and then we're on our merry way upward. But yeah, I just really want to see it break this little level here of 2,330 to say that today's gold price action could continue to go green and even move above this level right there. So that is gold. And let's quickly do platinum. Platinum is still ranging. It's had a couple of tests of the very long-term downtrend line right here at 970 US dollars. So we're still within the range. Nothing really to tell here until we break platinum. Nothing to tell until we break here, break this downtrend line. That's when I start to get excited, and then I'll be ultra excited, as I've been mentioning. The final hurdle, 1,115 US dollars. Until we get to here, let me start that again. Until we break through here, I'm not going to get excited. It's going to be ho-hum, as usual. Platinum just doing its thing, has a peak, it fakes everyone out, and then goes back down. If it does break this downtrend line, that's where I'm going to start to go, ooh, interesting. And then I'll be watching for this final hurdle of 1,115. And then, all bets are on. We're total risk on once we hit, if we break 1,115 and hold it as support. That's my final hurdle. For platinum, that's it. That is your gold price, your platinum price, and we've done silver, and I've given you my potential targets for $100 USD silver by no earlier than, I would say, 2026, and silver in Australian dollars by, say, no earlier than late 2025. And that's probably a stretch, but that's just my opinion. Of course, anything I say here is not financial advice, all that sort of stuff. Please like, share, and subscribe. Am I going to do I'll do a quick bit of show and tell as well. You want some show and tell? So here is something else from my stack. This is more of a recent purchase. It was in the last couple of years. Thank you, Living Adam Man. Appreciate the thumbs up. Please like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. I'll give you a quick bit of, here we go, a quick bit of show and tell. I'm not going to use gloves. Why? I don't have to, because it's my silver and I can do whatever the hell I want with it. If you want to use gloves, that's okay, go for it. But I think this is because it's such a chunky coin. And what year is that? Yeah, that's the 2021. All right, I'll just quickly show you this. Beautiful, beautiful coin right here. This is probably going to be for the thumbnail as well. This is just a beautiful coin. This is the Perth Mint 2020 Mother and Baby series coin. This is the 2-ounce Piedfort silver coin. So let me see how close I can get. Oh, I've always got to do that, and then I've got to do that. Sorry, you got to see my wonderful face, and then I have to do this. There we go. Take the glasses off. How close can we get? Excuse me. Come on, fella. Just get into focus. Back, back, back. Down, down, down. You're going to focus for me. Oh, this has been the most riveting live stream ever. Everything just going way according to plan on today's live stream. It's not going to like me if I turn it over. Let's see. Maybe it'll like me a bit better. PBs. Fantastic. Yeah, I'll mention that in just a second. There you go. Son of a gun. All right. And that is the Mother and Baby. Beautiful coin from the Perth Mint. Is it going to show up for me? You son of a gun. Right there. But so the Perth Mint come out with the Mother and Baby series every single year. It's a 2-ounce, chunky, beautiful 2-ounce coin right there, and a Piedfort coin, meaning the thickness of it is they make it thicker, as in it's the same mass and everything, but smaller diameter, which means it makes it thicker. No, make sense? Yeah, cool. And so that is the mother and baby on that side, a Kookaburra, that is, and 2020 right here, Elizabeth II, etc., and 2020, and you've got 2 ounces right there. I'll double check that. Yeah, it is. It's 2 ounces, and a denomination, a fiat denomination of $2, and they came in tubes of 10, and I happened to buy a tube of 10 from the bullion dealer that I was working for at the time in 2020. You can work back and try and figure out which one that was, because I've worked for a few over the years. But a tube, a beautiful tube of mother and baby coins. They're the 2-ounce Piedfort coins. So that is today's show. How did you feel about that one? I felt a little bit, it was okay. It was all right. But we got there with the, I think it's the high hair that's really throwing me off, so I'm going to get a haircut this week. So that was my silver call. Go back, if you're watching this in replay, just go back and I'll put some time codes everywhere. I'll answer some last minute questions or comments. Living Adam Man says, PBEs as in Perth Bullion Exchanges, Archangel Michael bars look awesome. Yeah, they really do. Now, they're from Scottsdale, but yes, Perth Bullion Exchange, I think might be one of the only bullion dealers in Australia at the moment. Happy to be wrong. But I think they're the only one that I know of that have them in stock at the moment. So head over to perthbullion.com.au. Very proud to be there. We're brand partnering, if that makes sense. So happy to be, they are my preferred dealer. Just been wonderful working with them over the last couple of weeks. So that has been the show. I'm going to leave it at that. Funky people, please grab your tasty beverage for the last synchronized slurp. So again, with this show, I'm trying to figure out the right time of day to do it. Do I go back to early in the morning to catch the on the way to work crowd, but the lighting's not as good and I'm getting up at 6 a.m.? I probably should. It's probably good for me. Or do I keep it around this 10 a.m. kind of time? I did it half an hour earlier today. Yeah, we didn't see Tony Peterson. Maybe that's, I've got to have Tony Peterson on the show every single time, so maybe we push it back forward a bit. But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the right time. Eventually, we'll get it. Post a comment below afterwards on the YouTube video, or send me a message on the Gold Silver Stackers Australia group as well, because I post there every single morning, of what time you would like to see the show, because I want to hear from you. So that is it. Grab your tasty beverage. We're doing the synchronized slurp in 3, 2. Thanks for watching. You will get another show tomorrow. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.